Hi, and welcome to Chapter 3, Class 2 of Shaar Gilgulim, Elevation for Your Soul. You guys ready to roll? We ended on a cliffhanger last week. A real cliffhanger. I urge you to listen to last week's class to find out what that cliffhanger was. Daki ka'asher chet al marishon nifgamu kol hanitzutzot shel nafsho v'rucho v'nishmasoi v'ayinyin hu b'ma shenoida ki kamo shegufo shel adam kol b'kama nitzutzot remach ivarim v'365 gidim v'yesh kama nitzutzot b'rosho. All right, let me just read the previous paragraph. However, the aspect of Gilgul, we need to expand on this inyan, and therefore we will begin with the complex thing from Adam so we can understand things easier. All right, so know that when Adam sinned, it blemished all the sparks of his nefesh and his ruach and his neshama, the three aspects of the soul that exist in the body. And for those that want a little bit of Hasidus on the levels of soul, the Vilna Gaon will tell you in his commentary, I think it's to Koheles, Ecclesiastes. Your nefesh is the part that is your bodily, which the whole Torah is coming to teach you how to tame that. Justin B., don't punch me in the eyeball, please. That would be a nefesh problem, type 1. The ruach is Justin B. was arrogant, therefore he punched me in the eyeball, type 1. That's the ruach. He was a haughty spirit. And the neshama is either you have seichel, intellect of your neshama, or you don't. So if you are punching people in the eye, your neshama is blocked for you. And if you have a neshama, that's really your part that opens your mind. And obviously you would not have a haughty spirit, and you would have a calm, tame nefesh. So Adam's sin blemished the three levels. And by the way, the Vilna Gaon likes to say that Cain, or no, I think it was Abel was the nefesh. No, how's this going? No. Cain was the nefesh. That's why he killed Abel. Abel's the ruach. And Seth, the repair, was the neshama. The inyan, the matter, the complex thing, and what is known is just like the body of Adam includes many sparks from 248 limbs and 365 sinews. And there are so many sparks in his head, and in his eyes, and in his limbs, and thus is the nefesh. And it says in Midrash Tanchuma, just like we explained in Midrash Tanchuma, Uba Midrash Rabbah, Parshas Tisa, I'll pass on the verse in Job 38:4. Efa haita biyaste aretz, which teaches that Adam was placed as a golem, a pile of mud, and this suspended his head. And along these lines, there was a partition for his ruach, and thus his neshama came in. So apparently in Job, God is describing to Job the creation of Adam, and the Rizal is saying that's actually a Kabbalistic discourse, as explained by the Midrash. And when he sinned, then it blemished a lot of the sparks of his nefesh and his ruach and his neshama. And it entangled these, they all got entangled in the klippas. I would say a nice analogy. Here's an analogy. If I was a high school math teacher, just in type 1, and I was a clean-cut, white-collar, all-American hero kind of guy, type 1. And unfortunately, my friend got me a drink and I got a DUI in a car accident, God forbid, type 1. The school district fired me. So now I have to pay the bills. I got a job tutoring inner city youth where there's a high crime rate because that's all that would hire me. What do you think about that? So I went from wearing a suit and tie, impeccable record. Now I have to pass through metal detectors and I carry a gun to work. Can you envision that scenario? I was the all-American hero, and I sinned, and now my soul spilled into klippa. You got that? Zeh so mashikasim is sefer tikkunim b'hagdama al pasuk, the verse of Mishlei 27:8, katsipur nodedet mikana, the bird flops from the nest. Ki kamosha shechina galta bein klippas, just like the shechina is exiled amongst the klippas, so too the tzaddikim are exiled with her, and they go and flutter around. Maduch laduch fi bechinas anitzutz kach galu b'makom mekivun lahem batocha klippas. Rosh barosh, ayin ba'ayin, is a sorini and galus and isham is nischar sham. So the souls, the righteous souls, they are with the Shekhinah, going from place to place. Where the klippas, the sparks fell in the klippas, the Shekhinah goes, and the righteous holy people go. We got a good, healthy third chapter here. We'll be on this for a little while. Page 54, and we're on page 40. All right, not too bad. Vehine Gam, Cain, and Abel. Banav Chatu Chet Achir. They sinned a different sin than Adam. Zuasi Chet Adam Avihim. A different sin than Adam, their father. V'gam him nitvalu nitzutzuseim v'amamke aklip izachach. But the same thing happens. their sparks became naturalized in the depths of the clippers. So you know what happened to our friend the teacher, Justin? Now that he's in the inner city and he's carrying a gun and he takes a bus to work, he fell in love with a girl that rides the bus every day. And she's a heroin user. And now this guy is partying and doing drugs and going to bars. You understand? Because he fell in Klippa, his predisposition for drug use became operative. He always had a drug problem. But before he sinned, he didn't know it. He didn't know he loved heroin. If he wouldn't have sinned and stayed the all-American hero, theoretically, he never would have sinned on that level. You got? But because he went into Klippa, he discovered his nature of sinning. However, in every generation, every generation it comes out a little bit of sparks, and they come in a Gilgul in this world. So the sparks of Adam, if there's a holy spark in that inner city job, Justin, and it's called the janitor named Bob. Bob is a holy spark. You could say he's a ger. He's the Jew who is holding down the fort, right? He's 70 years old. He refuses to move. And he's a holy, righteous dude. So our all-American hero needs to get with Bob. And Bob is unaffected by this. Bob is not there because he sinned. This is Bob's job, and he's been doing that job for 50 years. Bob has just, he's immune to that environment. That's not his Yetzer Hara. There's a lot of Bobs out there. In this generation, there's a bunch of tough, old, righteous dudes like Bob. And he's doing a big tikkun. So Bob is going to, it's Hollywood-esque. He's going to pull over the American hero and say, man, what are you doing with your life? He'll say, hey, leave me alone, old man. He'll say, don't you know you're being stupid and you're throwing your life away? I was like you once. But I turned myself around. So he's repairing the generation. Now, the all-American hero, what he did was he listened to Bob. He received a free copy of The World of the Ger, courtesy of Bob. And he read it, and he said, man, this all makes sense. I get it. It's the Klippas. It's Metatron. So he decided to study. Bob took him to shul. He got his life put together. He got rid of the girlfriend. And it was all happily ever after for the all-American hero. Say amen. And Bob got a big dose of Gan Eden for holding down his part of the fort. V'yesh. Where it's 9:30. We're going to go start 9:15. 40 minutes. 9:55. About another 20 minutes. V'yesh mi sha'af gam shebo begilgul atagen lo nizhar mina chet v'chazer lehishtaka o betoch haklippas k'rishonet hu v'chol hanitzitzuts hanimshachus mimenu v'toloyis bo zohi bechinas beinanis kolos gilgul v'ivor ki kol nitzutzei hanefesh afilu oisam shenitkanu boyim begilgul gamor im hanitzutz pratim v'kukal me'es shenulad ve'enam nifradim klal ad yoim hamisa. Let me reiterate that. Yesh mi sha'af gav shabo begilgul lehit kan. There's another guy who's fixed and comes in a Gilgul. Lo nizir minachet. V'chazal yishtaka o b'toch ha'klipis k'rishoyne. Hu v'kol ha'nitzutzes dem shakas ha'mir v'to yizbo. V'zol b'chinas beinunis koilos Gilgul v'ibor ki kol ha'nitzutzei ha'nefesh. Afilo oisom shenitfano boim Gilgul. Gam or im ha'nitzutz. Ha'prati v'kukal. Im ha'nitzutz ha'prati ha'mukukal me'tis shenoilid. Einam nefradim klal adyon misa. Okay, so Bob had to come back again. Just God called his number. Bob is not concerned. Don't you worry about Bob. Bob is a machine. It's like like the commando kind of guy going back in another tour and war. He's not afraid. And he's not in trouble of sinning. Hold on a second. Wait a second. I had the shot and I lost it. Hold on a second. Yeah. So Bob did mess up, okay? Bob messed up. He came back again, not for a punishment, because he can handle it. And whatever it's worth, divine providence. Bob was caught doing something illicit, okay? And it messed, I'll make it dramatic. Bob's original tikkun was not to steal at any cost, okay? Bob was short on the bills. And he found a way to exploit the American hero on some money in exchange for helping his life, okay? It was a little bit dodgy. But because Bob was told not to steal, it just he got busted. So he now has to die, which is not a big deal. He was a born man. He's going to die anyways. But his death is now the operative thing that he needs to seal the job. You see what I'm saying? It's not just good times for Bob. He's got to work to die, so to speak. The right way. However, Gilgul shel hanitzutzot hamitukonis nikra ibor. But this kind of Gilgul is called an ibor. He's an impregnated soul. Lafisha eina notelis chelik be'avirus shel zeh haguf. Lafisha eina notelis chelik be'avirus. Right. This guy, his soul has nothing to do with the body. It's coming back only for merit. Kedera shenizbayer b'nefashos tzadikim shekavar mesu ubaus besod ibor mamish b'chaim v'lo miyom shenolad. Baus besod ibor mamish b'chaim v'lo miyom shenolad. Ha'adam she'ein matos achala b'viras rabos kois kamokim v'zitzum matos v'viras k'ntzat tikon v'boim v'gul av sheboim miyom shenolad in kol zeh ein notim chalak. Yeah. So there are people who are mamish Ke'ilu perfect. They're not blemished. And they're coming only for merit. They are just the righteous, and they are pure goodness. Just a good soul coming to do good things. And you know what? Bad things might happen to that guy, which is Job's whole question. And for that, you don't know that guy. He might not call it bad. For him, that might be good. You know who could be one of those kind of guys? Tim Tebow. Think about it. People are like, oh, I feel sorry for Tebow. He got cut. I don't know, he may be an idolater Christian. But, you know, the kind of Tebow type of guy we see as a disappointment, you know, he might just be comfortable in his own skin, being happy being Tim Tebow. I don't know if it's exactly that, but you understand my point. You know, we would call it a disaster or this or that. This kind of guy is just, he's just living his life. Doing it. I mean, whatever it's worth with Tebow, he's just doing his thing. ונמצא כי הניצוץ שלא נתקן כל על ידי קיום המצוות המסייחס לו, או שעבר עבירה מעשה שאין לו תחייה. This guy did sins and not mitzvahs. הוא המסגגה בגוף השני ונקרא על שמו. He is going to come back again in a body called by his name. Only by doing mitzvahs will he fix this. Ela shenifgamu b'veira kala, boyim be'ibor hanizkar, afal pi shehu gam kain gilgul. Again, it's also shenifgamu mitzvahs. Ela shenifgamu b'veira kala, boyim be'ibor. Afal pi shehu gam kain gilgul. When it's mitzvahs, ela shenifgamu b'veira kala. Ach hanitzutz shelo nifgam b'veira achir nifgam b'mitzvahs inam boyim klal zu asi al yidei ibor v'chaim v'gam ze ino ela im yizachem. So that, yeah, this guy will draw help from people who are just meriting to help, and they will not be blemished by him. Oila mizehu ki ka'asher hanefesh. Is Galgelis ba'olam hazeh, ein ikar Gilgula ela ba'oso chelik ha'prati ha'pagum ha'misyachis el ha'gufahu. So this guy who sinned with his body, the Gilgul is for your bodily problem. That's why it's mitzvah oriented. Shaar chelkei hanefesh shekavar ba'al b'gufot acherim v'nitkanu sham einam baus sham ela b'bechinas ibor. So the parts that are cool, they're only coming to impregnate, and therefore ka'asher achelim misyachis ela gufa hu yasa eze mitzvah olam hazeh. But the part of his soul that needs to really do the job, I'll tell you what that's an example of. Justin, you want to know what that's an example of? The kids are all going to eat dinner and go out and play outside. But little Bobby is not going to go until he eats his Brussels sprouts. So the middle child is like, come on, Bobby, just eat the Brussels sprouts. No, come on, you're almost done. We're going to go. See that? The kid's got to suffer, and people are meriting to help him, but only one person's in jail. Gam Shaar chelkei nefesh misaveres bo titul chelka b'mitzvah ahi. When he eats the Brussels sprouts, all the kids get rewarded. Ki gam hi mesiyato ba'asuto ha'mitzvah zois. Right when Zohari's putzing around and she finally eats, Reuben knows. Also, he gets the dessert. And not until she finishes her food. Al derech hanizkar la'el b'soda ibor shel izet tzadik echad, ma she'ino ken k'shiyachet zeh chelek ha'praktik ki az ein l'shar nefesh chelko v'ansho, ya'an ki hi misyatu leheti v'hara. But the kid who's straggling behind to help the other kid knows he'll never get punished. It's not his deal. Like, for example, I can show up to Saturday school if I'm not actually in Saturday school, and it wouldn't be a big deal. It's only a big deal to those kids sitting in Saturday school. ונמצא כי באישה נולד האדם בגלגול, כל הנפש בכללוס חלקי בסגלגלים שם. אבל עיקר הגלגול אינו אלא לעושו החלק הפרקטי ביחס אל הגוף ההוא, הבו לתקן ממש וגם בגוף הקודם, ובו תלוי השכר והעונש. Reward and punishment is boiled down to the aspect of your nefesh that is in jail in your body in order for you to repair your bodily problem. But your other parts of your nefesh are only rewarded and not punished. Justin B., I think that's pretty cool. This is why you have good things in your life. Because your body is not in a problem zone. Right? If my kid will not eat the Brussels sprouts, that's jail, type 1. But if the kid is allowed to listen to the TV show, then it's like kind of not so bad. Or better yet, how about an airplane? Have you guys ever ridden an airplane? You can see a movie on an airplane. Now, it kind of stinks that you're stuck in a little box on an airplane. But at least you get to watch a new Star Wars film. You see the point? It's jail, but at least there's Star Wars. Vehine keivan shehanefesh hazoi bechlalusa. So velas ita hayisurim ve'oinshin aboyim el haguf hazeh b'chayiv. Milvad ma shesavla kavar begufim harishonim shel Shaar nitzutzeya v'gad sovelas sar hamisa azois sar shel acher misa al yedei ken k'mekaprim avoynaseya harishonim. So that part of your soul will eventually die with your body, and it will be horrible on that part. But remember, there are parts that will not be horrible. And that will be an atonement on that part. And that's all she wrote, folks, for this week of Kabbalah. We'll pick up on page 44 next week.